here's my issue and why I'm doing this. Why I am doing this video. This is why. Oh. I didn't check my power steering. Anyways, so the bottom line is this. To decide whether or not somebody has committed a crime, allegations at this point, there's a system in America, and in law schools they teach it, the Iraq system. If anything's been criminal, actually any subject of our legal system, the rule of law, how you evaluate whether or not, they call them briefs. This is how you discuss. This is how you evaluate whether or not somebody's committed a tort or they committed a crime. It's called the Iraq system. Issue, rule of law, analysis, conclusion. It's really simple. It's a really effective way to evaluate whether or not somebody has actually committed a crime. And you better be thankful that we have a system where you don't get charged with something unless there's a statute. Because could you imagine that you're in a country where if they don't like something you did, they just go over there and start punishing you, and there's not even a law about what you did? There's countries like that. But here in America, we have a thing. It's called the law, and you have to have a statute to go by whether or not to discuss if somebody has, in fact, possibly broken a law. And the way you do that is you go pull out the statute about the specific act that somebody has done. Now, here's the thing. I know there's a lot of debate on both sides of the coin, politics-wise, party-wise, and they're saying, oh, well, what he did was wrong or what he did was right, and you can't take that. Okay, so you have people, a lot of people are saying the Department of Justice and FBI, they better answer us, they better tell us why they did what they did. Well, here's the thing. It would be prudent, if it doesn't hurt their investigation and their case, it would be prudent if the FBI would go ahead and just explain what the heck it is they're doing. But I'm telling you right now, they don't have to. There's no law that says that they have to. Now but now they're saying, well, this is the President of the United States, and I'm like, okay, well, you're having an emotion and you're having a feeling, because unless there's a law that says that they have to discuss the whole thing and why they're doing what they're doing, then you're just having an emotion. Because again, we go by laws, and there are specific guidelines that our agencies go by. And here's the thing about classified documents. I've seen some posts online on every avenue, the media, churches, Democrats, Republicans. I've even seen some military people talking about, well, I was in such and such a position, and here's the procedure for declassifying documents, and you have to take this step, and I'm like, okay, let me explain something to you. Who do you think writes the policies for the military? Right? Who do you think writes those policies for your job that you had? Yeah, you learn the basics of chain of command in boot camp, and the chief, the commander-in-chief, he's at the top of the military, okay? So I'm not saying that he can, undo all the policies that are there, but you better believe the policies do shift in the military depending on who's in office. You better believe that. And there's a reason why. It's because they are involved. But here's the point of the matter. Where's the statute? That's my point. Where is the statute? I'm trying to drive, but I've got my eyes on the road. Don't worry about it. What's this guy doing here? Hang on. The point of the matter is, I'm going to turn in here. Time to go to Taco Bell, yo. The point of it is, where's the statute? I want to talk about the statute. Whew. Okay, I'm going to ride. I'm going to check the power steering while I'm at it too. So, where is the statute? I mean, my power steering fluid. I'm putting my car in the shop, so I have some stuff. Okay. Anyways, so where is the statute? Okay, where's the statute? If you don't have a statute, you have facts. Well, there's an accusation that somebody did something. And then you have a statute, and that would be, let's see, theft. Person, this is the title of the statute. This person, this is how the elements of the crime, of the statute, the violation of statute would have elements to it, which would be took something that didn't belong to them without permission or with the intent to keep it and not return it. I'm just making that up as an example. These are the elements, okay? And then you have intent, specific intent, general intent, okay? And so then you have, you look at the statute and you look at the facts, and then you have so that's issue, facts. Rule of law would be the statute. A in Iraq is analysis, and you would look and say, okay, did this person, based on these facts and this rule of law, it kind of, well, the analysis part is like, well, it looks like these elements are met, and we can go ahead and say that and that's the conclusion. And you conclude and say, yes, this person broke the law, because based on evidence that you have, with the facts together and everything in the statute that's required to say that a violation occurred has been met. And then you can talk about whether or not he did something wrong. Then you can say, yeah, what he did was wrong. Or, yeah, no way, man, he's not wrong, because look at the statute here. And then you can have an actual good debate about whether or not what he did was wrong. Because just saying presidents can't go and take boxes of documents, they have to do this and this and this to get declassified. Really? Maybe that's true. Maybe there are statutes that say that actually what he did was wrong. He has admittedly taken documents, but I'm so sorry. What all of the conversations that I have seen is lacking a statute. And as a Christian, to go around and call somebody guilty, or then to say they're not guilty, and you don't even have the statute, that's a sin. You can't falsely accuse somebody. You can say, okay, here's what the rule of law is. This person did this. And so, in my opinion, even though I'm not a lawyer, I feel like I have opinion that this person committed a crime. Okay? And then you have to say to yourself, well, there might be more evidence I don't know about, because that's a fact. You're not heard both sides of the story. And that's why it takes a court and a jury to decide whether or not somebody's guilty. People going around freaking prosecuting them in the public opinion, it's just wrong. It's a sin. It's falsely accusing somebody without the facts, all the facts and all the evidence. You're trying to prosecute this person, say this person's guilty or not guilty. You have to. So I say, I don't have any idea what that man did was a crime. Can't even support him or not support him. I can't sit there and get on his side as a Republican and say, this is a bunch of nonsense. My personal opinion is I don't think he violated the rule of law. And there's lawyers that agree, with that position. Or to sit there and say, dude's guilty, man. What are you doing with the Republican Party? Or something, and honestly, if they were making accusations against Biden, I would process the same way. Because that's what's fair. We're Americans. We're innocent until proven guilty. And you got to let them have their side in court. And a lot of times a defendant or somebody who's a possible defendant is stifled. There's a lot of things they can't even discuss because their attorneys don't let them. So don't go and say, oh, that person's guilty. And that's anybody in the country, but especially a leader of the country. The country's so almost completely divided policy, party-wise. But I don't care who's in office. I mean, I care who's in office, but I don't care that. It doesn't matter to me what the party is that's in the office or whichever president or former president they're going after. I'm going to process the same way, and I hope that you consider the same thing. And I would like the statute. If anybody knows these statutes that they're saying that he violated, please comment them. And if you don't have the statute, then I'm asking you to please stop. Stop. Really, everybody, you're all wrong. You're wrong if you're for him. You're wrong if you're not for him. Because if you don't have the statute that you're basing on your ideas about whether he did was wrong or not wrong, you're wrong. That's all I have to say about that. That's my spiel of the deal.